These are also two other common instruments that a dentist uses basically every day of their career, one being the straw. The straw is basically a way of evacuating or eliminating all the spit and saliva that's in your mouth while we're doing dental procedures. This is what's called a dental handpiece or a drill, and this is the device that's typically used to help remove the cavity or the filling out of a tooth to help us fix it. Every geographical location dictates the income of a dentist. Now, typically a dentist, if I'm not mistaken, the household income of a dentist, I believe in 2004, was approximately $129,000. That, again, can be very variable because it depends certainly on the location where you're at. It also depends on how much you work. Some dentists will work as little as 3 days a week. Some work 6 days a week. Some work Fridays. Some work Saturdays. There's a lot of flexibility in the schedule, and that also goes hand in hand with the fact of whether or not a dentist is working for himself or a group practice or a hospital or even the military. So there's a lot of variability, in the salary of a dentist depending on where you are, who you're working for, and also how long you've been practicing. If you're going into like a residency, so you want to get additional training, it may be starting as little as $50,000 or $60,000, or if you go directly into private practice, which is what most people do when they graduate dental school, they could start out for as much as probably I'd say $100,000 to $120,000. There is basically an unlimited potential for dentists, depending on what they pursue. It's obviously dictated by how big their personnel is and the size of the practice that they have. I know dentists that make as little as $120,000, and I can tell you dentists that make as much as $1 million. And again, it's all variable based on what sort of services they provide, how large their staff is, how large their patient clientele is, and certainly where they're practicing. It's definitely growing. A recent statistic approximately a year or two ago had suggested that for every 4 dentists that were retiring, only 1 dentist was entering into school, which is an outstanding feature for someone who's pursuing the career of dentistry, because there's a lot of dentists that are baby boomers, and because of that, the access to dental care is becoming decreased very rapidly. So it's a great time for someone to pursue dentistry.